Back on the show, you know who he is. It's Jamie Siraj. He's got a huge fight coming up here against JT Donaldson at BFL 53 on January 13th. Jamie, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, but not as good as you, man. A lot has happened since you and I have last talked. First, we got to talk about the fact that you signed with First Round Management. How did this all come together, and how does it feel to be represented by one of the best management companies in the game today?
I got tired of managing myself. My coach gave me his manager. He said, hey, we need to get you some fights, and it's happening.
Well, and the nice thing about First Round is they have a couple of other Canadian clients on there. Just to name a few, I know like Jesse Arnett, for example, is with them. Like they have a lot of guys in their stable as far as Canadians go. So it seems like they are focusing on Canadian fighters as well as and not just some of the bigger names that they have, like John Jones and Anthony Pettis and guys like that. So how has it been so far, sort of working with them?
It's been awesome dealing with Maurice. Like he's on it. I don't think it's a coincidence right away I signed with him, and now I'm finally getting fights booked. He's helped me out with sponsorship, and it just makes things run a little bit smoother, not having to negotiate fight purses and, trying to get opponents for myself, right? Where now I just have someone who takes care of all of that, and my only focus is to train full time. So it makes it a lot easier, and man, I'm stoked on it. I'm stoked. I've heard nothing but good things from everyone that's signed with them. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes.
And it's a common theme when you and I do interviews. We talk about the fact it's always so difficult getting fights, and you haven't fought since May. There was a fight scheduled, I know, against Justin Basra back in June, but that fight didn't end up happening. For those who don't know, what sort of happened, and why did that fight not take place?
Basically, Havoc, they just canceled the whole card last minute. And I was scheduled to fight him again actually for the show that just passed on the weekend. It looked like Randy Turner was going to take a fight elsewhere. I accepted the fight, and then I kind of just didn't hear back from them. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's been, and I know Justin's been scheduled a couple times. You're supposed to fight Brad Katona for XFFC, so it's weird that like somehow you didn't get inserted in the mix. And obviously, I'm happy you have this fight here for Battlefield, but it just seems weird that these promotions aren't trying to bring you out and trying to get the exposure there for you. Yeah,
well, like me and Cajun, we were pushing also for me to get that title fight and unified MMA. Mike Hay, he didn't have an opponent. I stepped up right away, and Sonny seemed on board with it, and then Mike didn't really seem like he wanted that fight, and now he's fighting Noah Ali. So it's not for the lack of me trying. I mean, there's a couple legit guys in Canada, Jesse Arnett, Brad Katona, Justin Basra, but a lot of these guys are just ducking fights, man. Like they don't want to fight. They're not out here to prove that they're the best, and I'm just pushing past those guys. I'm not focusing on them anymore. They're never going to be at the level that us real fighters are going to be at, right? They're not going to advance because they're just going to keep padding their record, so they can keep doing that. And if Mike Hay wants to step in there, I've been trying to fight him for 3 years, so I mean, I'm not going to try anymore.
Yeah, and that was a little bit surprising. But either way, you got this fight here for BFL. I'm sure it's nice to be fighting in your backyard again. I noticed on Tapology, and I could be wrong about this, it says that this is a 150-pound catchweight fight. Is that accurate?
Yeah, just with the BFL weight cutting rules. I could have made 140. I could have made 145. But JT didn't want it at that weight. It was too much for him, and I don't blame the guy. He's probably just trying to eat over the holidays. So
right, yeah.
I'm dieting well ahead so I can mow down on Christmas Day, and then get right back to the diet the next day. But I'm like walking at 155 right now, so I'm well on my way to making weight. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to not have to cut weight, dehydrate myself. Just gonna go in there being the best version of myself.
And there's a couple cool things about this matchup. One being that, JT's an American, so you get, kind of that Canada versus U.S. matchup. But also, he's fought some really tough guys, AJ McKee and Bellator. He also fought Team Alpha Male's Matt Wagey in one of his last fights. So you're fighting a guy who has a bit of experience. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I feel like the matchup, I feel like it's a great matchup for me. I feel from the footage I've seen, I'm a better striker, I'm a better wrestler, I'm a better grappler, I'm more athletic, and he's had that experience under the bright lights, but I just haven't gotten my shot. And he's going to come in there and he's going to realize he's never fought anybody at my level, and he's a tough guy. I'm not underestimating him. I know he's going to bring it, but I see me going out there and dominating this fight.
And of course, you train with a great training partner there in Cajun Johnson, and I know you were there for his fight when he won back in September. How much of a boost was that to your team and also just yourself, seeing Cajun get that pretty spectacular win at UFC 215?
Yeah, it was amazing. Being in his corner for that was incredible. Just to see the ups and downs that he's had to go through in his career. Then for him to finally get that shot, at a very tough opponent, and he got the knockout. They didn't give him the knockout bonus, but it was definitely knockout of the night. And I was super happy for him. And yeah, for the team, our team is just steadily growing. We have Ali Wazook and John Eugene, both of them number 4 in the world at their weight class, and our team is just gradually building and growing. We have more guys coming down cross-training with us, and yeah, TriStar Vancouver, we're going to blow up.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. I'm glad the gyms are really worked out well for Cajun. It seems like everything's going really well there. We talked about the weight cut. Things are a lot nicer cutting to 150, but I imagine the plan is to compete at 45 or 35 going forward, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I can compete out. I'm kind of right in that gray area where I wish there was a 140 weight class. That's ideally where I'd like to fight at. But yeah, I can make 135. I can make 145. It's just with the BFL weight cutting rules of, the percentage that you're allowed to gain back. I'm not going to risk, having to starve myself on fight day, to give up to be bigger than a guy from 5 pounds. The guy wants to have 5-10 pounds of me, go ahead. I'm a better fighter. And I believe that, skilled technique is going to overcome, the 5-10 pounds that you're going to give up on fight night. So.
That's a great way of putting it. January 13th, how do you see this fight unfolding?
I see me knocking JT out. I don't know with what, but I see me knocking him out. I'm excited. I've worked on a lot of new things. And with my coach Cajun, my team TriStar, my strength and conditioning coach Ibi Ali is turning me into a monster, I feel like. So I'm excited to showcase what I've been working on. I'm in a good place in my life. I'm in a good place mentally, physically. I got great people surrounding me, my girlfriend, my team, TriStar Vancouver, and yeah, man, I'm ready to go.
As your management talked to you about what's next after this, because I know you want to stay active, it seems like this matchup came together pretty quickly. Are they kind of working on a game plan for 2018 as far as getting you more fights and getting you closer to the UFC?
We're looking at a couple different promotions in the States, and then also, there's nobody at 145 that has that belt in Battlefield, and if Cole doesn't want to accept the fight at a higher weight, doing it at the catchweight again, let's bring in someone at 145, and I'll take another title there.
Love it. That sounds awesome. Before I let you go, I always ask this question: what are you watching on Netflix right now on TV? Catching anything right now?
Well, I just finished the second season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, like everyone.
And
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I lately haven't found anything that really interests me. A lot of stand-up comedy. Norseman. Yeah. Okay, if you've never watched it, you got to go check out Norseman. You think it's going to be this Viking show about war. It is hilarious. It's about 6 episodes, but it's worth a while.
Excellent. I'll check that out. We certainly got to check you out. BFL 53 coming up here January 13th. It's a stacked card. They got the grudge match between Dwyer and Buckwas in the main event, that rescheduled fight. It's going to be a great card. Jamie, it was great talking to you as always. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my team, TriStar Vancouver, my coach Cajun Johnson, my strength and conditioning coach Ibi Ali, all the guys at Port Cal's Boxing Club, Cal Bennett, best boxing coach, Dane Newell, JY Kim, Brennan Kim, all the guys down there. No sponsors yet, but we're going to fill that banner up, don't worry. And just everyone that's coming out and supporting, I appreciate it.